Hello! Welcome to Critical Recap. I'm Dani Carr, and I'm here to catch you up on the latest episode of Critical Role. You can also catch up with the Critical Role podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and Google. Make sure to check out critrole.com for cool merch and information on events like Austin and more. Now, here's what happened on episode 75, Rime and Reason. Essex leaves after dropping the Mighty Nein off in Mythborough, and the party take in their surroundings. A snowstorm is blowing around them as they examine the mountain, discussing what they know of dragons and their best options right now. Caleb casts the dome outside the cave entrance and sends Frumpkin inside the mouth to look around, who doesn't see much before a furry hand tries to grab him. Yetis are known to make these caves their home, and the Nine worry about this potential threat. Rini conjures a bunch of bats and has them investigate further into the cave.
Yeah, the bats express to you,
yes,
with their rudimentary intelligence, to the best of their ability, that there's a room with like a cave across it. And there's some tents in there.
Oh.
And some fuzzy people.
Not wanting to tangle with the tents, Jester and Rini turn into eagles and fly around the mountain, looking for another entrance that could possibly fit a dragon, but their search is fruitless. Faced with dealing with the Yetis, the Nine decide to pick off as many as they can before moving past the tents. They use the Echo Stone to lure out 2 Yetis, and the fight begins. 2 more Yetis join the fray, but the Mighty Nein emerge victorious. They investigate the tents and the graveyard of bones, and discover drawings of the Yetis worshipping a dragon. They try to find something specific in their offerings, but nothing stands out. Caleb recasts the dome, while Jester and Rini bury the bodies, and as everyone gets ready for bed, Clay invites Ford to chat with him outside. Clay talks about helping Ford find the god that he is meant to follow, and that the Wild Mother can guide him. He casts Commune, allowing Ford to ask her 3 questions. He asks why she intervened on his behalf, but the answer is unclear. He asks if he changes himself, could she help him regain abilities similar to what he knew before?
The wind picks up slightly around you, but it's a warm wind. You swear for a second you see a green leaf or 2 kind of scatter by before vanishing into the shadow of night. The answer appears to be definitive yes.
Ford then asks if she could do something to show him the right path to follow, and the answer tells him that faith begets faith. Clay expounds upon this, asking where Ford is the strongest and what he is meant to champion. He mentions his love of the ocean and what draws him to it. Clay reiterates that he doesn't believe Ugatoa is done with Ford yet. Ford wonders how he's supposed to go about choosing a new god, and Clay tells him that it will present itself in the big and small ideas of the world.
Thank you. I know you don't have to do any of this. It's very much appreciated.
I am your sign from the Wild Mother. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm supposed to do. You asked for a sign, and this is it.
In the morning, the Nine finalize their plans to face Geladon. Rini sends more bats, who report that there is a cold, winding tunnel that shoots straight up to a wall of ice. They assume that the Yetis leave their offerings at the end of the tunnel for the dragon to collect later. They find the ice wall, noticing bits and pieces of frozen appendages. Rini summons an ice spider queen as bait for the dragon, and they leave the bar of mithril by her side, a rope attached to it. The party stays back, and Jester uses thaumaturgy to draw out the dragon. After a moment, the cavern shakes, and an enormous, ancient white dragon appears at the top. It breathes its ice breath onto the spider, who survives the first blast and taunts the dragon for more. It breathes again, encasing the spider and the glowing mithril into a block of ice. When it swoops down to carry the spider back up, the mithril and the rope go with it. The rope snaps when they try to tug it back, and now the group must figure out how to rescue the mithril. Rini turns into a giant owl, carrying Bo, Jester, and Knot with her as they enter the dragon's lair together.
Wow, that is such a fucking cool map.
That is amazing.
How did you make that?
No! That is the biggest thing I've ever seen!
Why are we doing this? Level 9!
Knot turns Jester invisible, and she and Knot hide as Owl Rini distracts the dragon, causing it to chase her and Bo. Rini and Bo take a lot of ice damage during the chase, with Rini momentarily turning back into herself before switching to the ice spider form. They both make it to the dome safely, but Geladon is pissed. Meanwhile, Jester and Knot race to the mithril and rescue it while Knot steals a couple items from the dragon's hoard. She notices a pulsing purple glow on the wall, but she and Jester dimension door to the dome before examining it more. Everyone is safe in the dome as Geladon attempts to get inside, and Caleb casts his teleportation circle, bringing the Mighty Nein back to Uthadern with their ice flex. That is it for episode 75 of Critical Role. But is that really it? I have some thoughts. Holy shit, y'all, that dragon encounter was absolutely terrifying! An episode of planning that leads to a chase with an ancient dragon was not the heart attack that I needed, but at least it worked. They've got the ice flex, and now Ford should be able to get his new sword. The conversation between him and Clay was beautiful, and I wonder what Ford will choose to champion. I hope he sticks with the Wild Mother, though. She's already been such a positive influence on his life. But Geladon threatened to hunt them down. Will Geladon actually track them, or was it just an empty threat? Oh lord, they've upset an ancient dragon. Almighty Nine. Anyway, catch episode 76 on Thursday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/Critical Role, and stay tuned to critroll.com for all the latest updates. Hey y'all! Thanks for watching this episode of Critical Recap. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that little bell below to get notifications on all our uploads. Bye!